But they think it's a good idea to bring in an acting soul spirit to their body and portray it for you. They love talking about the channeling of ancestors and power this and power that, and it always links back to something dark. They are aiming for your soul. Then he says, I will return to my house from whence I came. And when he comes, he finds it empty, swept, and put in order. Then he goes and takes with him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. What does it mean to have that scripture? We're going to get to that. We're going to get exactly to it. I had to read it somber for you so it sets in. But what we're going to talk about is kind of high octane. Okay, so brace yourself because we're about to get on some rocky waters. Some time ago on Too Strong, we covered an individual, and many of you said, leave him alone. He's a good guy. He's a God-fearing man, Denzel Washington. And we showed you, we didn't say it just for us, we showed you what he said that he does with certain movies, at least with one of them. We showed you his connection to certain people. We showed you all of it. And yet still, and some of y'all didn't want it, we were just sellouts. We don't know what we're talking about. Why y'all up in people's business? Why you talking about this and why you talking about that one? Well, guess what? We're back to talk about more. And guess who else we're going to talk about today? Denzel Washington. And you know who else? There's a lady by the name of Taraji Henson. You know her? Little black actress. She's a good-looking lady after all. I could admit that much. And she hasn't been in a whole lot of roles, but the ones that she has been in, everybody knows her. Well, she's in the new color purple, right? This one that Oprah is reproducing. The one that she did way back in the day when she couldn't decide what she was. So now Taraji P. Henderson is now in this one, right? So she said something that kind of reminded us of another person, the same Denzel guy. So here's what we're going to do for you. Since you say we accuse people of things, we don't want to be that. So you listen carefully to what Denzel say, and you listen carefully to what she says, and I'll be right back. Okay? Don't run off now because I'm showing you what they said, not me. They. Listen.
What I did was got on my knees and sort of communicated with the spirits. And when I came out, I was in charge.
Powerful scene.
Powerful scene. I couldn't have acted that.
Playing these characters, because it's very spiritual what we do as actors. You're on the set, you have your chakras all open, you're allowing this character to use your body as a vessel. And so you have to learn how to flip the switch on and flip it off. Otherwise, it could drive you mad. Because it's spiritual what we do, you understand? Yeah. We allow these characters and these stories to use our bodies as a vessel. That is a real, like if you think about it, that's you allowing this other energy.
Okay, you heard it for yourself. We ain't lying, right? You heard it? Good. I want to make sure that you don't come back saying, well, Corey and Marlon said, nah, fam. They said it. They said that they channel ancestors and they bring spirits through them and they live. That isn't me. Back in the day, that used to be called possession. That used to be scary. Ain't nobody was trying to actually be like, yeah, man, I can't wait for that spirit to possess me and I can act like him. Well, let me speak for myself. My brain has never thought that was a good idea, and it still don't think that now. But they think it's a good idea to bring in an acting soul spirit to their body, chakra and all, and portray it for you. So let's act out a couple of things. If you were invited to a ceremony, say the ceremony is in the woods. Let's make sure we set this up nice. And they tell you need to come, and you're not participating in it, you're just there to watch, okay? But in order to watch, you have to make sure that you're set and that everyone's okay. You agree with this person here, you like this, you like that, perfect, now you can come in. So they invite you to the ceremony, and you're sitting back on your little log, and they begin the ceremony, and it goes from hello everyone in the audience to this really dark, satanic type of invoking spirits thing. And your excuse is that, well, at least I'm not doing it. Hey, that ain't me. Just because they're doing it doesn't mean I can't watch. You get how silly that might be, because what you're doing is you are there to witness a certain type of ritual that includes spirit, demonic stuff. So in essence, you are indeed part of it. Now, when these people tell you for themselves, not through any media, not through second, not even through the telephone game, they tell you directly that yes, when we begin to portray these characters, we open ourselves up to any spirit that wants to come in to help us portray it. You don't find that to be a problem? I'll tell you what I do believe. And not many people share this sentiment with me. Okay, so I'll understand if y'all say that just spiritual dumb mumbo jumbo stuff. I am of the belief that when you participate in something and you don't rectify it, that particular spirit clings to you, and it can indeed have an effect on people that you are around. And when you take it with you certain places, it does indeed infect. I don't mean that they possess, but it does indeed infect. I have been myself part of things that are so spiritually dark, and I saw the fruit of it in the people that I said I loved while I was mistreating them. So in essence, I have created in my own environment a negative effect on that person because of what I'm doing. They didn't even want it, but it affected them. Now imagine when you do want it, how much more damage it's going to do. Now, I don't know if Denzel has turned a new leaf. I have no clue. He doesn't say anything anymore. I don't know if he's still channeling. I don't know if he's still invoking the spirits. I have no clue. But he did, and he said he did, and for that, you got to be weary. Now, Taraji said the same thing. So how many other actors and actresses out there, even musicians, do the same as they said? I know for a fact that people like Bono has done it. I know that people like Beyonce have done it. I know that people like Jay-Z have done it. Kanye has done it. They love talking about the channeling of ancestors and power this and power that. And it always links back to something dark. Every time. It's your job to refrain from engaging in that, right? Good. So your walk is direct linked to that particular behavior. And when you don't know about it, which is now our job walking in the door, when you don't know about it and you plant yourself in front of these things and you don't realize it, and you go home and all of a sudden things just start going south and you don't have no clue why, and you start saying, well, this is wrong and that is wrong. When you put yourself in front of these spirits intentionally by paying money to it, it's worship. In case you don't know, that's worshiping it. Some of us make, and I used to be this way, we make all our life about entertainment, right? What movie we're going to see next? When we're going to watch the next movie? When we're going to go do this? When we're going to go do that? Pretty much I was telling myself, when am I going to put myself in front of the next spirit? When am I going to open up myself to the next evil entity? When? I need to find out when, and I'm going to put money aside so I can do it. They are telling you out loud that they are aiming for your soul, because they're trying to channel stuff that have nothing to do with God, yet they'll turn right back around and say this is from God. This is how they sucker people in. Whether you want to believe it or not, Denzel did the same thing. And now Taraji is saying the same thing. Oprah has done this too, by the way. And it just makes sense that she's reproducing a movie that she starred in, and now she's dragging a whole bunch of people that did the same thing she does. So why do we do what we do at Too Strong? Here it is. This is why. Because this might go under the radar for many. Some of you may even be fans of Miss Henson. Right? You may be big fans. Did you know that she might be a bigger fan of Lucifer and be wanting you to join her clan? And then wants to turn around to get the ones that do believe in God and say, God is a good God, and he wants us to prosper, and he's got our best interests. You ain't fulfilling your mission if you don't. But then you'll turn around and channel Satan. Our job at Too Strong is to open your eyes. The rest of the decision you got to make. We don't make that decision for you. We're not telling you what to do. We're giving you information. If you feel like this is nothing and you want to put yourself back in front of it, have fun. Do that. That's on you. Have it. Do what you got to do. But for those of you who have eyes to see and can see it, and you will not put yourself in front of that, that's also fine. Don't put yourself in front of it. What we're not going to do here is tell you which one to do. We're not. We're going to tell you what is right because it's provably right. But if you don't want to do it, or whether you want to do it, it's completely your choice. Completely. But from our perspective here, too strong. What they're talking about is 100 billion in the terms of, let's speak like Joe Biden right now. That's 100 billion, billion percent wrong. It's wrong on every level. You're inviting trouble. That's playing with fire. That's playing with fire. But they're including you in it. They're including you in it because they produce stuff that makes you want to, how do they say? They say, oh, escape reality. I don't like living in this day-to-day rut. I watch movies to what? Escape reality. The best way to escape reality is to go into a lie. And they know how to push it. They know how to push it. So choose wisely what you watch. Remember that song? We used to sing a song, Be Careful Little Eyes What You See. Remember that little nurse? It's amazing how these little things from children and that you hand to kids, how powerful they are in truth. Be careful little eyes what you see. That's what we're going to ask you to do, to be careful with your eyes as to what you see. Because what you let in, remember they keep saying it's the window to your soul. What you let in will either help you flourish or will eat you alive. Having that information, choose as you will.